What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another update video. The season has come to an end. Finally, the season has come to an end after 12 grueling months. But the transfer window opens today, and there's been a little bit... It's fun time now. I mean, there's been a bit of an update on the Højbjerg. The Southampton chief executive, has come out, and what's he said?
So the chief executive of Southampton, Martin Semmens, he's been quoted in the papers talking about the Pierre Højbjerg transfer, and the direct quotes from him are that Pierre always said to us that he'll be a professional and do a great job every day that he's here, and he's done that. He's played, he's trained, he's been great, but on top of that, he's said all those. He said that he feels he basically wants Champions League football. If the opportunity came, and we've kind of respected that and left the door open for him to leave. But here's where it gets interesting. He said, we've had some offers from teams that have been in the latter stages of the Premier League recently, which I assume he means the top end of the Premier League. Some pretty good offers, ones that we probably would be open-minded to. But at the moment, we don't have the offers from the clubs that seem to be the ones that are all over social media saying Pierre is going to.
Classic Levy, then.
I think that's very, very much a direct shot at us, I think, for sure. Unless he's talking about Everton, but I think he's talking about us. Definitely talking about us. I think that's definitely some brinkmanship going on there. And he went on to say, in reality, from our perspective on Pierre, if he wants to move to another club and the club has the money and the ability to buy him, then we'll have that discussion. But at this point, we've not received an offer like that. So clearly he's saying, more money, Daniel, please. You have to up the price, because what you're offering is nowhere near good enough. We've probably offered like 10 million, knowing Daniel Levy.
We've probably offered just straight swap for Kyle Walker-Peters.
Yeah, straight swap. And a couple of Mars bars.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so clearly this one's going to rumble on for a bit longer, which is a bit annoying, because we all know how tough a negotiator Daniel Levy is. He's not going to leave a stone unturned in terms of, if he can get a pound off, he's going to try to get that pound off. So he's not going to... He's a tough negotiator. Hopefully we get this one over the line. But it's interesting. He says he's had offers from other teams higher up the league. So I wonder if there are teams like who are above us at the moment who have been interested in him, because he was linked to City because he did play under Pep. But I don't know if that's actually a real.
Maybe a Leicester City or someone like that.
Maybe they've got Indeed. I think City have just signed Rodri, sorry. So it's unlikely they'll sign him.
It could be a Man United, a Matic.
Could replace Matic United, maybe Arsenal. Arsenal probably could do with someone like him. So look, I think we'll just try and get this one over the line. I think it's just as messy. I think, how many times have we seen this from rival chairmen saying like, no, we haven't.
Literally every single player we sign, there's a shot at Levy from a rival chairman.
Time. How many times have the Leon chairman's like, no, we haven't. He's going to sign a new contract. We're not selling him. And then like a couple of days later, it's like, okay, deal agreed. And it's like, it always happens. So
I don't know why we're not in for Thomas Partey.
I will, because he's probably worth double Højbjerg, so that's why.
Yeah, but his contract's up the same time as Højbjerg's up.
He's only got a year left, has he?
Yeah.
If we let him go to Arsenal and we could have got him, that would annoy me. It'd
be ridiculous, and he's a great player as well.
He's a really good player, and he has a lot of potential as well. I think Højbjerg is younger than him, but I think he's.
I think Partey is 27.
Yeah, but I think Partey has definitely got at the moment he's playing at a higher level.
Yeah.
So I definitely would go for Partey for sure at the moment. But Levy's always going to go for the cheaper option, less risk. That's how he is.
All right, let's move on and let's talk about the centre backs. And let's start off with Jan Vertonghen. Obviously, messages all over social media last night and today. As Jan Vertonghen is set to leave the club on a free transfer. He's left the club on a free transfer.
Him and Vorm have both left the club. Obviously, Jan Vertonghen, it's such a shame that, it's always hard when a player who's been here for so long and been such a good servant to the club when his time's up. But unfortunately, that happened this season. Even this season, he put in there was a few standout moments with his goal against Wolves and a few other good performances. But I think it was probably best for everyone that we, at this moment in time, we parted ways, and it's unfortunate that's how it's happened. I'd love to see him be our centre back forever, but these things end, and that's how it is.
Exactly, even Superman age. So the guy was absolutely majestic in his 8 years at Tottenham Hotspur. A lot of people are calling him potentially our best Premier League centre back ever, which is definitely up for debate. He definitely comes into the question, that's for sure. But I just want to talk about him and just want to see what are your top Jan Vertonghen memories.
I think my best Jan Vertonghen memory for sure was that game that we played against Dortmund at Wembley last year in the Champions League. I mean, I remember everyone. I think both our left backs were out injured. I remember everyone was the whole talk. I remember leading out to the game was, "Oh, we got Jan at left back up against Sancho. He's really going to struggle. What are we going to do? He's so old. Can he still play at left back?" And then he puts in, I think, the best performance of a left back in a Spurs shirt like I've ever seen. Definitely in the Premier League era, or since we've been in the Champions League, and definitely debate for like ever, because it was just absolutely marvelous. It was astounding what he did. First of all, not only keeping Sancho completely quiet, didn't have a kick all game, but to also get a wonderful assist for Heung-min Son, and to get the goal as well at the end, to score for himself, just capping off what was an absolutely wonderful performance as a left back. For a centre back to put in that kind of performance was absolutely unbelievable. It showed the quality he had on the ball as well as off it, the way his ability to play in that position that way that he did in that game. And I remember just like could not believe in what I was seeing, him playing on the left back position in that game. But there's been so many standout performances from Jan Vertonghen. He's been a model of consistency throughout his 8 years, I think. Most, like, except for that 1 year where we under AVB and Sherwood, where things went wrong for us, he's been pretty much on top of his game throughout his whole 8 years of Tottenham, and his consistency has been unbelievable.
Yeah, a few moments. That first win at Old Trafford when he scored, went marauding through. That was that was in his first season, wasn't it?
Was, and he was playing left back then. He was playing left back that day. Now that was our first win at Old Trafford for 28 years or something. It's a long time. So and he was a big part of that. He was class.
Another thing that comes to mind is all the battles against Chelsea, because he really hated Chelsea. And saw when he tried to grab Fernando Torres' eye out. There was another one at the Battle of the Bridge. He was right in the thick of everything that night. The guy bled blue and white. I know he originally comes from Ajax, but he was a proper legend. He was a legend at Tottenham. And it was just such a shame he never won anything.
Yeah, and his ability deserved it. This guy could have played at the top. He would not have looked out of place at Barcelona or Real Madrid or one of these teams. He could have easily played there. So the fact that he's played, and the fact that he's played us for such a long time, I think we're privileged to have had his best years at us, for sure. It is, as you say, it's a massive shame that he ended his time with no trophies. But I think he'll look back at his time at Spurs with a lot of fondness. We've title challenges and Champions League finals, which he's been a part of. And I know he'll probably have a tinge of regret that he didn't win anything. But I think the fact that he's, not every player can be involved in such games like Champions League finals in their career. So I think he'll be happy with his time at Tottenham, and forging one of the best partnerships that we've ever seen with him and Toby as well, with one of his good mates. I think he'll look back with much fondness with his time at Tottenham for sure.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to getting back in that stadium and welcoming and saying goodbye to Jan Vertonghen. I really hope he comes back for one last goodbye, because that's actually quite emotional, when a player like that leaves.
He's been a part of the team for so long.
Yeah,
so they're going to be there forever.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want you guys out there, just let us know in the comment section below what your most favourite Jan Vertonghen moment was. But as one leaves, one signs a contract today till 2025, Japhet Tanganga. What do you make out of that? Is he going to be as successful as Jan Vertonghen was here?
I wouldn't go that far just yet. I think we should go out in that case, because Vertonghen's a special talent. But Jaffet Tanganga, look, he's signed till 2025, I believe. So it's good to get him one nailed down. It's good that we have the confidence in him to give him an improved contract. I think he deserves it for his improved performances. Whenever he's been called upon, by and large, he stepped up. I think it's still very early on in his Tottenham career, and I think he's got a lot to prove, and he's got to do a lot to break into this side, because we've got, with Sanchez, Dyer, and Toby currently ahead of him, he's got a lot. He's going to have his work cut out to really get a break into the first team. But I think he's young. He's got a lot of good players to learn from, and he's shown a lot of potential. And then now we'll talk about later with Ledley King on the staff, no one better to learn to teach him.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's brilliant that Jaffet signed up. It was mad that he was only on £1,000 a week, and then he rejected the 15 grand a week. I wonder what he's on now. They're probably around 20, 25.
Yeah, I would assume that. I don't imagine it'll be too much higher than that.
But yeah, like you said, it's a chat about centre backs now. Now let's talk about Ledley King. We spoke about Jan Vertonghen being one of the best centre backs in our Premier League area. Ledley King, probably the best centre back in the Premier League era. He has replaced Ricardo Formancino in the coaching staff under Jose Mourinho. Brilliant news, isn't it, Sim?
Yeah, it's really good to get him on the coaching staff, to get Ledley getting his hands dirty, getting really involved in how we defend and in training players, because it was all nice and well him being ambassador, but I think it's nice to actually see him now starting to make a contribution on the pitch as well as off it. And obviously everyone loves Ledley. He gave his whole career to Spurs, and obviously we all know about his injuries, but as natural defender goes, I don't think there's many better than Ledley King. What he achieved in his career with his injuries is pretty astonishing. And I'm looking forward to how...
For those of you who are too young to understand, all you have to do is search on Google Ledley King tackle against Robben or Ledley King tackle against Huckabee. You know, there are thousands of them as well. It's not just those two.
Here you could do an unbelievable compilation, Ledley King. And Thierry Henry always said that the Ledley King was the only defender who could tackle him without fouling him, and and he could get the ball off him without him even knowing. So
he was the only one with the pace to keep up with him as well.
Yeah, he was really good. He had such good pace, and he was a good ball player as well. He played in midfield for a time, just like Dyer, and he played well midfield. He wasn't taken out midfield because he wasn't doing well. He was taken out because he was just such a good centre back. Played for England. He played at Euros against France, and he made his day. I think he didn't make his debut, but he played in the Euros and he got man of the match. Even though we lost 2-1 because 2 last-minute Zidane goals, he got man of the match that game because he was so good. He got called up to the World Cup under Capello in 2010, even though he had an injury-ravaged season. Because even when he did play, he was just so great. And unfortunately, he got injured during the World Cup, which was always inevitable. But this is a top-class defender who has a lot to teach. And I think he had it all as a defender, and I can't wait for him to be training the defenders. I think apparently
he had it all apart from the knees.
Apart from 2 knees, he only had one. He did it all with 1 knee, and I think it'll be good for players like Toby, especially Sanchez and Jaffet, to be able to learn how to be more composed on the ball and what to do with it, because I think they need that coaching. And Ledley King's the perfect man for them, I think.
Definitely. Look, I'm very excited to see watching games and seeing Ledley King on the sidelines. It'll be brilliant. And yeah, he's, like you said, he's got a lot of knowledge to pass on to the younger centre backs at the club. And you know, he'll probably teach one Foyth a thing or two as well. So
I think he's going to be the full man with Tanganga signing a new contract, in my opinion.
Yeah, most probably.
Probably don't need it.
Yeah, but let's finish off on the Europa League I want to talk about. Obviously, we finished 6th yesterday, but there are still some question marks of how many qualifying rounds we have. Do we qualify? Do we not qualify? What's the situation if Arsenal win the FA Cup? What's the situation if Chelsea win the FA Cup? And what's the situation if Wolves win Europa League? So, Sim, what can you tell me about how many qualifying rounds we need to play or we don't need to play?
Okay, so it gets a bit complicated, but as it stands at the moment, we're 6th. So as it stands, if Arsenal and Chelsea game was irrelevant, we finish 6th, so we would go straight into the Europa League group stages. So that's what 6th place gets you. Now, because Arsenal are in the FA Cup final and they finished outside of the top 6, that means that place that would go directly into the group stages would go to them, because that's what the FA Cup winners give you. So because Because of that, if Arsenal win the FA Cup, we would drop down into the Europa League position, which gives which means you'd have to qualify through qualifiers. So if Arsenal win the FA Cup, we need 3 qualifiers to get into the Europa League group stages. And I believe because of the COVID and everything, it's the 3 qualifiers would be 3 one-legged ties, I believe. So
all behind closed doors, correct? Yeah.
All behind closed doors. They wouldn't all be. They wouldn't be 2-legged ties. So it wouldn't be too much of an effort, as much as it would be if there were 2 legs. I'm not sure when it starts. I believe sometime in September the qualifiers. Yeah. So if Arsenal win the FA Cup, we drop down to the qualifying stage of Europa League. If Chelsea win the FA Cup, we keep our position and we go straight into the group stages of the Europa League. So we're looking for a Chelsea win in the final to avoid those qualifiers, which would be a benefit for us, I think. If Wolves win the Europa League, it doesn't affect us because they go straight into the Champions League.
What happens to that extra Europa League spot if Wolves win the Champions League?
If Wolves are in the Champions League, that the extra Europa League spot goes to. It doesn't go to our league. It goes to. I'm not sure who it goes to, but it doesn't go to us. It goes to one of the other coefficients. It goes to UEFA. Choose who it goes to. So it doesn't really make a big bearing on us if Wolves get into the Champions League. But the only thing is, if Arsenal win the FA Cup, then Wolves drop out of the UEFA Cup, the Europa League spot. Then they drop out of Europe unless they win the Europa League.
No, Wolves won't. Oh, yeah, they will. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. At the moment, Wolves are in the spot where they go to the qualifiers at the moment.
So the crux of it is that we want Chelsea to win the FA Cup. If Arsenal win the FA Cup, we have to go through 3 qualifying rounds. And if Chelsea win the FA Cup, we just go straight into group stages.
Yeah.
And that's
everyone's saying like they're not sure. There's a few people on Twitter saying if Wolves win Europa League, then we drop out. It's not true. We're guaranteed at least the qualifying stage for next season. It's just whether we're in the qualifying stage or we're in the straight to the group stages. So more reason for us wanting Chelsea to win.
All right. Well, there you have it. That is the not transfer, but Tottenham update to bring to you today. Like, subscribe, and comment below. And as always, come on, you Spurs.